everyone. Thank you for joining me here today at my Piano Pizzazz tutorial. We are working on the series of Perfect 10, Book 3. Today's song is called Spring Storm. So I'm going to start out by playing the storm. Here in Florida, we have a lot of hurricanes. They're not in the spring, they're usually in the fall. So you might have a hurricane come through with lots of just tough torrential downpour, rain, wind, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the eye of the storm, it might be very peaceful and calming. So you're going to hear that in this song. You're going to hear the action on the first page. The second page is going to be more peaceful and calm. And then as the eye moves past you and it gets to the outer bands again, you're going to feel that torrential rain and the wind again as we go on into the next part. So this is a showstopper, so it's a great recital piece. I think that you'll enjoy playing it as well. To that pedal as long as you want to feel that drama. So you can see how intense of a piece this is. It's a really fun one to play, and much of it is repetitive. I do have a lot of interesting things to talk to you about. I've put them in this little Valentine's here for you today, so I'm going to get these things out. But when I was going over the elements that we would need to talk about in this song, I noticed that everything was doubled. All right, so for one thing, just the length of the song is doubled. All of the other songs in this book so far have just been 2 pages, but as you see, this one is 4 pages, so everything's doubled there. All right, so the first thing I noticed is that you've got the treble clef and the bass clef sign that keep flipping back and forth. So we start out with the notes in the treble clef going down, but then notice that here they put the bass clef up into the treble clef area. What that means is that they want your right hand that would normally play in the upper clef to move down and play lower down. So instead of writing the notes like ledger lines way down below the treble clef, they just put the bass clef up there so that you can read the note more easily. Okay, so your hand is reading the notes in the bass clef and playing lower right there. Then it goes back up and then it comes back down. So it keeps shifting that bass clef. After it shifts the bass clef up, when they want you to read the notes normally again, they put the treble clef back in there. So you may see some random treble clefs throughout the song as well. That's just putting it back into your mind that, hey, you're reading the notes up in the treble clef again, so your right hand will go back up higher, okay? So that's the first double thing, or I should say the second thing that's doubled. The next thing that's doubled is also the time signatures. All right, so you've got two different time signatures here. 4/4 time signature is the one that you're familiar with already, where the quarter note gets 1 beat, the half note gets 2 beats, the dotted half note gets 3 beats, and the whole note gets 4 beats, okay? So that would be like if you're in America using the dollars, okay? So you understand how money works in America, okay? But let's say if we go to 6/8 time signature, we're in a different country, okay? So some of you have traveled abroad and you've gone to other countries that use different types of currency. So maybe what something might look like a penny does not equal the same as a penny here in America. So their currency is all different. So the values are different, and that's the way it's going to be here with 6/8 time signature. So we're going to be in a little different country on this section. So you're going to see the song begins in 6/8 time signature for the first whole section. When it gets to the B section, this is where it switches to the 4/4 time signature. So this is the part you would be able to read the rhythm easily. And then after that B section, it goes back to the A section again, the stormy part, and that's where it goes into 6/8 time signature. So we're going to talk about how do you understand the rhythm in 6/8 time signature. Well, the main thing is that in 4/4, the 4 at the bottom just tells us that the quarter note gets 1 beat, okay? You already knew that, but just to make sure that you understand, when you go to 6/8 time signature, that means that the 8th note gets 1 beat now, not the quarter note, okay? So the difference is going to be that this now is 1 beat. So each of these 8th notes coming down here each get 1 beat. So that would be counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. All right, so you're also going to see quarter notes. These normally in 4/4 got 1 beat, but now they're doubled. So they're going to get 2 beats. Okay, so anytime you see a quarter note, now it gets 2 beats, such as in the third measure here where that F is, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So everything is doubled, including then the dotted quarter note. Normally this would get a beat and a half, but in this time signature, it gets 3 beats. So you'll see that first one right here in the left hand, that A, or in the right hand, this G. Okay, so 3 beats on each one of these. And then again, everything is doubled. So this would normally be 3 beats. So you got it, it's gonna get 6 beats. So you're gonna see that sometimes at the end of the phrases. You'll see all of the beats just on that one note. Okay, so all of the rhythm is doubled when we're in 6/8 time signature. So I'm going to count that out a little bit for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm out of breath after all that counting, but you can get the idea of how that would work. Okay, so another thing that is doubled is the key signatures. Okay, so we have 2 different key signatures. The first one has 1 flat. All right, so that shows us that we're in the key of F. However, it's really D minor, the relative minor that shares the same key signature. So if you'll notice, those notes that I'm coming down on form the D minor chord. So D, F, and A. So you're seeing all of those D minor chords. So you'll see that in the beginning. Okay, the second key signature is the key of D major. All right, so they wanted it to go from D minor to D major to hear that kind of cloudy, stormy sound to like, oh, the sky is bright and sunny. So you have the D major here where you have the F sharp and the C sharp that you have to watch for in this section. Then when it goes back to the measure 41, you're back in the A section again. So now you forget the C sharp and the F sharp, just throw that out, and you're back to the B flat again. So it just completely shifts. It's got that double idea, the 2 different keys, okay? All right, and then one other thing you're gonna see is that I use the pedal a lot. So there's a lot of pedal markings that you'll see, those little brackets underneath the music. You can feel free to experiment with that. You can do what the music says where it has that little lift, that's where you lift the pedal and press it back down. Some places don't require the pedal. You can kind of adjust that on your own as you're playing. I pretty much continue using the pedal throughout, but I like the pedal and I'm feeling comfortable with it. So if you don't feel comfortable all the way through, then just play it when it's recommended on the music, okay? So the thing about going from the 1 time signature to the 2nd time signature is that you have to start counting when you get here. So I'm going to show you that right here. Okay, so I'm going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice that it says molto retard, so you can slow that down. Then reposition your hands and count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can go a little slower on this part. Notice this one, the timing says turbulent, and the dotted quarter note is going to be going at 100, whereas this one's a little slower. It's peacefully, so the quarter note goes at 92, which is a slower beat. Okay, so you'll have a lot of fun playing around with this one, but it does require some skill, some practicing, so I hope that you enjoy it. Most of the notes form chords, so like for instance right here at the end where it goes A, C sharp, E, that's just an A chord. Once you know that you're playing an A chord all the way up, that's not hard. You can just practice on that and get really good at that. So you'll be able to see your skills get a little bit better as you're working on this song, and you'll enjoy the way your hands are going to flow all over from the highs to the lows on the piano. So practice a lot, enjoy your music, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.